Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to another lecture on electrical machines. In the last lecture, we were studying about a single phase transformer and we studied the efficiency and the voltage regulation of a single phase transformer. In our today's class, we will see a very special kind of a transformer which is used when the transformation ratio is close to unity. This particular transformer is known as an auto transformer. So let us start with the today's class. Auto transformer is a single winding transformer on which we take the taps out of the single winding, and therefore it has certain unique advantages which are not offered for a conventional single phase transformer. So we have only one winding for both the input and the output. There are tappings available, and sometimes in a Variac transformer which is used in a laboratory, we have a very nice resolution based rheostat which actually slides over the single winding, and therefore we get a very good values of the output voltage. It may be a step up transformer or a step down transformer, but it is only used for voltage transformation ratio close to unity. And we can only apply this particular transformer where there is the requirement of electrical isolation between the input and the output winding, or the primary or the secondary winding is not very critical. So these two conditions, that the voltage transmission ratio should be close to unity and the electrical isolation is not critical, this is very much important in order to utilize an auto transformer. Now, because we have only one winding available, therefore we have less losses compared to an equivalent single phase transformer, and hence voltage regulation is better than the single phase transformer. So let us draw the circuit diagram of an auto transformer. In auto transformer, if this is, consider this is a conventional transformer where we supply the primary side voltage here and we obtain secondary side voltage here. This is NP, this is ratio NS. Likewise, this particular transformer, we can have the auto transformer which is capable of stepping up the input voltage, and we can have an auto transformer that is capable of stepping down the input voltage. So first of all, let us see what is a step up transformer. So here we have the simple winding which is wrapped only on one side of a core. We apply the voltage here, which is the input voltage, and we get the output voltage at this output. Now, in order to differentiate the terminologies of a conventional single phase transformer with that of an auto transformer, we say that the voltage here is VL and the voltage on the high side is known as the VH, right? Also, if you notice here that part of a winding common between the low side voltage as well as on the high side voltage, and therefore we call it NC or common winding. And part of this winding which is not in common with this input side and the output side would call it an SE or the series winding. So these two windings have their own dot ends. So we have the dot ends here, such that we have the voltage available across this common winding, we call it VC, and the voltage which is available across this series winding, we call it VSE, right? And the current which flows out of this NSE is the ISE, and here we have the current which is the output current. The input current is IL, and the current which flows into this NC is known as the current IC, right, which is the common current here. Notice here that this current which is flowing through the common winding is a difference between the current which is flowing from the input side, which is this IL, and this ISE, and therefore much smaller winding is required compared to a conventional transformer, and hence it is actually a cost effective solution. Now if you see here, this VH is equal to the voltage on the series winding plus the voltage on the common winding. So this, let me label this as well, that this is the common winding, this is the series winding, and all the laws that we have seen so far for a single phase transformer, they can be applied equally on this particular auto transformer, also following this dot convention. So if you can see here that the current is leaving this dot terminal from the series winding, and here it is entering the dot winding dot terminal end of this common winding. So this is actually a step up transformer. As you can see that this VH is equal to VSE plus VC. Similarly, we can also have a step down transformer using the same concept of this auto transformer. So for example, in that we have again the simple single winding, and we tap from these 2 points, and this becomes the VL, and here we have this is the VH, this is the IH, this is the ISE, and here we have the IC, and this is the IL. So this IL is equal to the sum of the series winding current plus the current which is coming from this particular common winding. So this is NC, this is NSE, and also again if you can see here that the voltage across this series winding is in this particular direction, with this dot end positive and this dot end negative, and therefore this is equal to VCE, and here we have this is their VC here. So VH is again a sum of the VSE plus the common winding voltage across the common winding, but this VL, which is the low side voltage, is only the voltage which is available across this common winding, and therefore this is equal to VC here. Now if you notice here that this VH is greater than this VL, and therefore this particular arrangement of an auto transformer is known as the step down auto transformer. And this one is actually a step up auto transformer. Now let us have an analysis of these auto transformers based on one of these topologies, because the analysis is same for the step up transformer or the step down auto transformer. So considering this particular case of a step down auto transformer, now in this particular step down auto transformer, if you see, the input voltage is VH, that is equal to the voltage on this series winding, which is VSE, and the common winding, which is this, which is across this, which is this VC. Also we have the output voltage, which is VL, and it is only across the common winding, and therefore we say that this VL is equal to VC. Now likewise, an ordinary transformer, the more the number of windings associated across a given port, the more the voltage, it gets, and therefore the expression for the voltage transformation between these windings, the expression for the voltage across the series winding and the voltage across this common winding is straight away this VC over VSE is equal to NC over NSE. That if we have more number of windings in this common side, then we have more voltage on the common side, across this common winding, and if we have number of turns on the series winding more than the number of turns on the common winding, then more voltage will be available across the NSE. And therefore by using this particular expression, we also know that the current is in inverse, so I series over IC. So the relation is exactly the same as we have seen for a conventional transformer. This expression will be expounded for finding out the transfer function between the input side and the output side of an auto transformer. So let us see how we proceed. Now, as you see here, since we do know that the voltage on the low side is equal to this Vc in this particular step down transformer, and this Vh is equal to Vse plus Vc, we need to find out also the currents. So if you see here, the current IL, which is the low side current, is a sum of the currents which are entering into this particular node. So if I apply the KCL on this particular node, I do know that this IL is a sum of the current which is flowing from this series winding ISE and the current coming from the common winding, which is IC. Whereas the current IH, which is the high side current, is only the current which is flowing in the series winding, and therefore that is equal to ISE. Now, based on these four things, we can actually express the high side voltage and the low side voltage of an auto transformer in the similar way as we did for a conventional transformer. So let us proceed. Now, we do know that this VH is equal to Vse plus Vc, and using this particular expression, we do know that this Vc over Vse is equal to Nc over Nse, and therefore this equation number 1, if I say these are equation number 3, this is equation number 4, and this is equation A, then based on A, this equation number 1 can be re-expressed as follows. That is, we have VH is equal to Vc plus Vc plus Nc over Nse times the voltage Vc. We can also see here from this equation number 2 that this Vc is nothing but the voltage on the low side, which is equal to VL. So using the equation number 2, this 5 can be rewritten as VH is equal to VL plus Nc over Nse into this VL, right? And from this particular expression number 6, if I can rearrange these particular equation number 6 such that we have this VL over VH is equal to Nc divided by Nse plus this Nc, and this is the expression to find the relation between the input side, which is the high voltage side, to the voltage which is available on the output, which is the low voltage side. Similarly, for the current, we do know that the current IL is a sum of the series winding plus the common winding IC, and we can also use this particular expression that the ISE over IC is equal to Nc over Nse. So this is my equation number B, and therefore using this, the equation number 3, which is reproduced here, this is equation number 3, we can say that this IC is equal to ISE into Nse over Nc. So if this is my equation number 7, then this which is equation number 3, it becomes equal to IL is equal to ISE plus ISE into Nse over Nc, and this gives me IL over IH, that is equal to Nse plus Nc divided by the Nc, right? And this is the expression for the input current of which is coming from the high voltage side to the output current which we get from the low voltage side. So before we move ahead, let us have an example here. Let us say that we have Let us say that we have a transformer which has some turns and it is supplied by a voltage source which is 120 volt. Let us say that the total number of turns here are equal to 80, and out of these 80, from the top 20 we connect a load here between these two windings. So this winding, and here we connect them with the load. Now these windings which are shown in green, they constitute for 20 turns, and therefore the rest of the turns are the 60 turns available. Now in terms of the diagram that I have previously shown to derive the transfer function of an auto transformer, I can say that for this particular transformer we have 120 volt which is connected with this transformer. Out of this we have actually taken an output across these 20 turns, and therefore I can say that this is the common winding which is equal to 20 turns. Here I have connected the load. Let us say that this load is 0.05 ohm. So this is 0.05 ohm. So the rest of the 60 turns are only available for the series winding, and this is 60 turns. So we have a current which is flowing here, as well as the current which is linked with this particular load of 0.05 ohm. Now we have some voltage here which is this Vc. We also have some voltage here which is Vse, and we have the dots in this particular polarity in these particular ends. Now if we notice here that by this particular expression IL over IH, what is the current IL here? Then if I substitute it in here, then this IL over IH is equal to NSE, which is 60. Then we have this Vc equal to 20 divided by this 20, and this gives me 4. So suppose that if we have in IH equals to 15 ampere, then this IL is equal to 60 ampere according to this particular expression, where we are actually witnessing that the low side current and the high side current have a ratio of 4. So we can say, if we examine this particular circuit now, we have 15 ampere of current flowing through the series winding, which is this current, and the rest of the 45 ampere current is coming from this common winding, which is this Vc. And thereby, if we apply the KCL at this particular node, these two currents combine and become the load current, that is equal to 60 ampere current. Now this 60 ampere current is actually flowing here, and at this particular node, the 15 ampere current goes back to the circuit to complete its path. It goes back to this 120 volt source, whereas this 45 ampere current flows through the common winding, which is this Vc. Now therefore, if you see here, Kirchhoff's current law is valid for this particular auto transformer at every node of this particular circuit, and so is the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now the point here is that we are actually feeding this 15 ampere current, and we are having 45 ampere current which is generated through this transformer action. So I can say that this 45 ampere current is coming from this transformer action, where this transformer action, I mean to say that this transformer action is the same thing which we studied in the for a conventional transformer, which is related to the flux and the linkage of the flux with the winding. And then if we have some induced voltage, which is again, if it is connected with the load, then the load draws the current from that particular winding without having any electrical connection between the input and the output. So this 45 ampere is coming from this transformer action. What about this 15 ampere current? This 15 ampere current is directly fed to the load without being without the transformer action. So because we have an electrical connection here, it is not an isolation based transformer. Therefore, the 15 ampere current is directly supplied from the load to the source, whereas the rest of the current which is supplied to the load is generated by the transformer action. Now, this 60 ampere current can also be calculated by using this expression, which is this VL over VH is equal to NC over NSE plus NC. Let us see how. Here we have the VL equals to 120 into we have the 20 on the common winding, and then we have 60 plus 20 here. So this gives me 30 volt at the output, which is here. This is the VC. So or which is equal to VL. This is equal to 30 volt. Now the current here can be expressed as IL is equal to VL over Z, that is equal to 30 divided by 0.05, and this is again, it gives me 60 ampere amount of 60 ampere current. So the important point for this particular auto transformer concept is that we do not have the current only from the transformer action, but we also have a current by the direct conduction of the current because of the connection of the input side with the output side. So moving ahead, this is actually quite an interesting point of concern for the auto transformer system. Let us see what is the apparent power rating advantage of an auto transformer. Now, if we compare the auto transformer with a conventional transformer, then we should notice that there are two important aspects of an auto transformer. So let us have a step up auto transformer for this particular discussion. Here we have the voltage VH, and here I am feeding the input voltage, which is the VL. This is NC and this is NSE. I have the current IH coming out of this NSE, and I am feeding the current which is the IL here. This current is the IC, and this current is the ISE here. Now, if you notice here, the amount of input power, apparent input power, which is fed into this particular transformer is S in, and that is equal to VL into IL. Now, it is quite simple to use these expressions, this VL expression NC over NSE plus NC, as well as this expression for the current. I can showcase that this VLIL is equal to VH into NC divided by NC plus NSE into IH into NC plus NSE divided by NC, where these two will cancel out, and I get VH into IH, which is nothing but the S out, which is coming from the high side of the transformer. So the concept of the single phase transformer, which states that the power which is fed into the transformer is equal to the power which comes out of a transformer, is equally valid for an auto transformer. So here I can say that this S in is equal to this S out is equal to, let us say I call it S I naught IO, which is the input output apparent power of an auto transformer. Now I need to see how much of this power remains into the winding of the auto transformer and how much of this power is fed to the load directly. So for that, let me say that that SW is a symbol which is used to symbolize the apparent power in the transformer winding, right? So let us say that we have this SW, which is the apparent power in the transformer winding. So we know that this SW is equal to VC into IC, because this is what we are getting on the common winding, which is common between both the input and the output. So what is this VC? VC is equal to VL, which is the low side, which is this particular voltage which is applied on the low side. And what is this IC here? IC is actually, if we apply a KCL on this particular node, if I apply the KCL here, then this IC is equal to IL minus IH, right? and therefore that is equal to VL IL minus VL into IH, right. So now I also know that since this IL over IH is equal to NSE plus NC divided by this NC, therefore I can use this particular expression back into this particular expression to establish that this SW is equal to VL IL minus VL IL into NC divided by NSE plus NC plus NC. Now, if you notice here, this becomes equal to VLIL into NSE plus NC minus NC divided by NSE plus NC. Then this is cancelled out with this one. So we are left with VLIL NSE divided by NSE plus this NC, and this is equal to this S input, and this S input is what? It is SI naught. So SW, which is the apparent power in the winding, is equal to SIO into NSE divided by NSE plus the number of turns on the common winding. So this in turns becomes equal to SI naught SIO over SW is equal to NSE plus NC over NSE. So this provides us the ratio of the apparent power in the transformer winding to the total apparent power which is fed into the transformer, or which is the power which goes out of the particular transformer. And this particular expression is a very important expression because it showcases the importance of a transformer, auto transformer, or it showcases the edge of the auto transformer over the conventional transformer when it comes to the apparent power rating of a transformer. Let us say that we have an example. So for example, we have a 5000 kVA. We have a 5000 kVA auto transformer which is used to step down 110 kV, step up 110 kV to 138 kilovolt system. Now, if we examine this particular this particular expression, if I want to see what is the apparent power advantage of an auto transformer, conventionally we require to have this 5000 kVA step up the 110 kilovolt input to 138 kilovolt output. So for that, since I know that this VL over VH is equal to NC over NSE plus NC, then I do know that on this particular turn ratio, which is the 110 kilovolt over 138 kilovolt, this ratio is equal to 3.94, right? This is equal to 3.94. So if I say that the NSE or the series winding, if the number of series winding are 28, then the number of turns on the common winding are equal to 110, right? So let us say that we have an NC over NSE ratio equals to 110 ratio 28. So if I now use this particular expression, which is this SW, then this SW is equal to SI naught into NSE divided by NSE plus this NC, and that is equal to since this is equal to 5000 kVA multiply by NSE, which is 28, divided by 110 plus 28, and this gives me 1015 kVA using an auto transformer. So you can see that the auto transformer can be 5 times more potent compared to a conventional transformer, because of the fact that it not only uses the transformer action, but there is also direct conduction of the power from the input and the output side. But mind that despite having this enormous advantage over a conventional transformer, an auto transformer can only be used where we do not have an issue of electrical isolation, and where the ratio of the transformation of the voltage is close to unity. So Let us see that if it is possible to convert an ordinary single phase transformer into an auto transformer. Yes, we can have a conversion of a 2 winding transformer into an auto transformer. Right. So there are two methods. The first one is known as an additive method. This additive method is actually used to step up the input voltage to a certain limit, to a certain value at the output. So suppose that suppose that I have a transformer here. This is 240 volt. This is 2400 volt. These are the two dots end. Now one thing is for sure, that if I have this type of a transformer, I can have a maximum, step up the I can step up the voltage at a maximum value of the sum of these two values, which is 2400 and 240 volt, which is equal to 2600 and 2640 volts, right? Similarly, even if I'm not going for this additive method, if I go for a subtractive method, the minimum value of the voltage that can be stepped down using this using an auto transformer will be a difference between these two voltage, 2400 minus 240 volt. So that is equal to 2100 and 60 volt. So these two values, they are very important in designing or in converting a conventional transformer into an auto transformer. And therefore, if you see here that this VH is 2640, the input voltage is 2400. So that voltage transformation ratio between the input and the output remains close to unity. So is the case when we connect it such that we have a subtracted polarity method where we make a step down transformer. The same thing applies there as well. So let us convert it here. For here, what I do, we will connect these 2 points together such that we have the output here and we have the input here. If you see here, this particular diagram is nothing but this particular diagram that we have. This is the input, this is the output, right? So here we have the 2400 volt, and across this we are getting a voltage because the polarity is the dot ends are both connected with the input side. So we have on the negative terminal input side, we have the dot end of this NSE, and this becomes the NC, and this dot end is also connected with the positive of this input supply. So therefore, the output is a sum of this 2400 plus this 240 volt, which is available across the series winding, and therefore that becomes equal to 2640 volt at the output, which is possible through the additive polarity method of a 2 winding transformer. The second thing is known as the subtractive polarity. Subtractive polarity method yields or results in an auto transformer, which is actually a step down transformer. So here we have the same 2400 input, and we are having 240 volt at this output, and we want to convert this conventional transformer into an auto transformer. So for that, what we can have, we will combine these two together, right? And this becomes the output here. So now if you see here we are getting the input, and here we are getting the output. So the circuit that we get is this circuit, right? So this is 2400 volt. This is one dot end. The other dot end is on this particular side where we are getting the output here. Between these 2 points, we are getting the output. So both are the dot ends. So consequently, we get an output which is a difference between, this is the input. Sorry, I need to just redraw the circuit. So the output is 2400 minus 240, and that is equal to 2160. So this is how we can have an auto transformer based on the single phase 2 winding transformer. But for that, we also need to see the insulation ratings as well as the current ratings of that conventional two winding transformer that we intend to convert into an auto transformer. So with all these concerns, it is only possible to convert a two winding transformer into an auto transformer. And in the last, an important note that it is not normally possible to just have the connections readily. We just plug and play in a plug and play fashion that we get the connections here. Sometimes we require to have more insight into a two winding transformer before we can convert it into an auto transformer. So that's all for today's lecture. I hope you have understood the concept of an auto transformer very well. If you have any question regarding today's lecture, then you can leave the comment below. Thank you very much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.